The mask, I know, but look, I have to live a normal life. But if this channel were to become self-supporting, I'll take it off. I'll take it all off. Here's a box. It's a Celine box. No fault of theirs. They're always punctual, fast, considerate. Looks like it was run over here. They gave the right information to the shipping company, and the shipping company loused it up and sent it many hundreds of miles away. And when it was in a distant warehouse, it looks like somebody was unhappy about the rerouting that had to be done and ran it over. You can see that it's been bowed out at the sides, and they tell us to be mindful of security tape, and this one's split. And since I had to open it anyway, record it, I thought I would try vlogging for the first time. Remember that, first time. And so, let's see just how damaged this is together. First time filmmaker, I'm trying to get the shot right here, so I look like a street merchant who's got goods that interest you, but you're too scared to get too close to the person. Let me get this open, and as I do it, I want to give a little traveling nostalgia moment for this switchblade from a store called Tokyo Hands in Japan. Has anybody been to this place? The widest variety of goods under one roof I've ever seen. You can buy a switchblade, you can buy lipstick. It's pretty wild. Inside, paper. Paper, and is that a medium-sized bubble wrap? Happy to see that. I should, in a bid for transparency, trust is important between viewer and maker. I knew that there was nothing crushable in here, like a hat box or a shoebox that I'd have an OCD moment over a crushed corner. These I knew could take a temporary beating. Just a couple garment bags. The Celine garment bag, which first of all is nice and thick, and I like that because even for the cleanest among us, there's nothing like a little extra protection against the nibblers on clothes, moths and other things. That's never fun to find a hole in a beloved piece. Also has the new Celine logo, newish now Celine logo. I don't have an interest in it in a light pink or purple hoodie, cotton hoodie, but in this case, it's useful because it's a first step towards classification. I know it's not some other label's garment, so that's helpful. I'll take it. Also enjoy these little receipts. This is 2 purchases put in one box and shipped at the same time. The receipts come with these very high production value, probably not, but we hope, almost like a traditional cotton-based stationery. I use these for bookmarks. They're thick and nice and remind me of pretty things when I'm opening my book. I recommend that. I fibbed a little bit, but I'm trying to be transparent. It was actually just one garment bag with 2 items in it, and that's all right. This was an outlet moment, and we'll take what we can get. As a consequence, I need to open this a little bit more gingerly so that I don't accidentally show the second item. The first one is a leather jacket, and I don't need a leather jacket, but I buy them a lot because they look so great on the runway. This one is a slim cut with a stud button look and these little panels on the front. I'm not entirely sure what to call those. It has again, buttons and not a zipper. I tend to prefer a zipper, but if you've got a collection, you want a little bit of everything, and I suppose there are stylistic advantages to that. This was a slim cut, and I tend to prefer 50, and my size for what I know will be a slimmer piece, just based on how it looks on the runway, which I'll show you here. But they didn't have a 50, so I got a 48. I was a little bit worried about it, and you can tell me whether you think I should still be worried about it. The cuffs are always a concern for me, and then how high or not it goes at the back, at my back. The runway look was really cool. The jacket was this slim item, and then a kind of double leather look, leather pants beneath that were wide, a little bit wider than the top. I thought kind of interesting ballooning effect. What do you think? I think it looks all right. The color beneath I wouldn't typically wear, so it wouldn't accentuate the length and difference of the two pieces. This button in the back that adjusts I don't know what it adjusts. It might be for some kind of tightening in case you're on a very roguish motorcycle or something. I wanted to see if it was functional. It is, in theory. I took it off and realized that those are real buttons, and I couldn't put it back on. I put all the force into it I can manage. I couldn't reattach it. It's a little bit rattly. So, as with all things in life, I'm leaning on the shoulders of Dryz Van Noten, who is there for all of my crises. And I thought he would be the foundation for my repairing this moment. And with all the pressure, with this spring-summer 2016 Dryz shoe on Dryz retrospective hardcover, no, it's not happening. I need a rubber hammer or some lubrication, or maybe just an average IQ would probably do the trick also. This second piece from the 2019 fall women's collection, it also resurfaced in the spring 21 women's collection, is a houndstooth jacket. Really beautiful. And I like to think of this in conversation with Michaeli at Gucci, the designer at Gucci, who does a lot of classic looks like this, classic textures and materials. And yet at Gucci they come across as retro and kind of costumey, whereas at Celine these are really classic. They're versatile, they're styled and with a contemporary vibe, but they can be punk, and they're much more usable than the stuff coming from Gucci. It's very pretty, and it has a viscose silk lining. You can see it on the pockets here, and that color, that sort of sheen, was the skirt material for the runway look, and they were combined with a kind of top leather, like the jacket that's on the chair there, a sort of top leather knee-length boot, which was a very cool look. I'll put it on the screen. I don't know if a slightly thinner lapel is the tell that it's a bit more of a women's piece than a men's piece, but I do notice that. One thing about Celine wools like this is I would have you take a look closely at it if you buy one or if you're in store. It's cool because sometimes you'll see colors of wool, highlighter color, an unexpected color that is sort of between, I don't want to use the term weave, I don't know whether wool is woven, but some interesting colors in these pieces, so I would keep an eye out for those. And the thing about this runway look is when I first saw this Fall 19 women's collection, I thought, oh, okay, kind of conservative, women in skirts, sweater, is that progressive or old school and a bit odd? But if you actually look at the drape of that skirt and you take out of your mind that it's a skirt and that that's a blazer or a jacket, and you simply said these are blocks of colors that move in certain ways, I think you could even make a claim that they're almost futuristic looking the way they're styled. They're very pretty, very powerful looking the way they were presented on the runway. So you sort of have to decolonize your mind from thinking, okay, these are traditional feminine tropes and they're, problematic markers of our past. They also, I mean, you could make the case it looks like that could be a police officer in a sci-fi movie. Maybe a stretch. You tell me. Well, I'm just trying to give you a bit of detail. I don't know how throttled this will be by YouTube, but I just want to try to get this piece in a little bit more detail for you. It's very pretty. I have always have a bit of a pinched shoulder or neck, even if it weren't a women's piece in air quotes, because I have a stoop. I read books frequently, and and my posture is not great. So, a model boy or girl or other would be able to would probably have a better look in the same piece and with the same build as I do. And I think that buying this Celine piece and these pieces from designers Michele at Gucci, I think to style these and combine these classic materials with more modern pieces, that's where they're really earning their money and showing their skill, and I think that's really got to be appreciated. And they take a little bit more sort of verve to wear and to style, and have the patience and understanding to match with other more modern pieces, but I think that's really rewarding, and I think that play with heritage looks is exactly what we're here to do, is kind of mess with people's categories. It's fun. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I have a pretty extensive collection and a few different locations. There's always more stuff on the way. I'd be interested in taking requests on designers you'd like to see, and if you stick around, you may just see me get better at shooting film, and let me know if you'd like to see that. I appreciate you watching, and take care.